Italian Wrestling Magazine, bentornati o bentrovati a Tu per Tu e oggi siamo a Tu per Tu con Flying Frank Milano.
Yes, ciao Claudia, grazie mille per l'invito. Come stai oggi?
Sto molto bene, grazie.
Perfetto. Sì, permesso, mi piace cominciare per dire che sono capace a parlare italiano, però io parlo proprio dialetto.
Mhm.
La mia nonna diceva sempre, ma Franco, tu sei proprio un uccellone americano. Vabbè, la mia risposta era, ma nonna, è colpa di me o colpa di mamma o papà se loro non hanno insegnato? Quindi spero non ti dispiace se passiamo dall'italiano e inglese così mi puoi esprimere dal meglio.
No, no, absolutely, no problem, really.
Grazie. Perfect. Thank you so much.
Okay, for those who don't know you, who
Mhm.
is Flying Frank Milano?
Yes. So Flying Frank Milano is a second generation professional wrestler from Montreal, Quebec, Canada. I have wrestling in my blood. I've been wrestling for 10 years now. I made my debut in 2016. I'm a fighter pilot, my character. I love aviation. I love high flying style of wrestling. And not just all that, but what's perfect today, Claudia, is as you can see, I'm also Italian. So my family's from Italy, and I even wear the Italian flag on my jacket every time I hit the ring. So this is so perfect. And me finally coming to Italy is a beautiful homecoming that I'm very excited for.
Perfect. So when, where, and how was your passion for professional wrestling born?
Yes. So I don't really have, Claudia, the usual story like other fans where I watched on TV and then wanted to become a wrestler. Like I mentioned, it was actually a part of my family my whole life, but it was never really something I thought that I could do. So when I was younger, wrestling was always playing on TV. Il pranzo di ogni domenica, it wasn't just regular people coming to the house. My father would be wrestling with me on the couch. We'd be watching wrestling. Even mi genitori, my nonni would love wrestling and watch on TV. And I was always around the business because of my father's experience. So my father wrestled for the WWF at the time. He wrestled for the Hart family in Calgary. He even wrestled in England. So he has European experience. It was very nice. And we have a funny story, Claudia, that the family jokes and says, Frank, tu sei proprio nato per fare la lotte. And what I mean by that is that before I even took my first breath, my mother was backstage at WWF shows when she was pregnant for me. So I was in her belly. And there's an interesting story. I don't know if you know the wrestler Coco Beware, the
Yeah,
Birdman.
I
Yes.
do. Yes,
Oh,
it's one of my
amazing.
father's favorites, actually.
Oh, there you go. That's perfect. See, he has good taste. Yes. So my father wrestled him, and my mother was pregnant for me. She was sitting by the ringside, and when
Mhm.
Coco Beware was coming down, and as you know, he has the bird, and he pretends he's flying. He was walking down the entrance ramp. He saw my mother, and he kissed her belly. So with me in it. So the whole family says, you see, Frank, even before you were born, you were destined to wrestle, but even destined to fly. So maybe that's where a bit of the flying comes from as well. So it's always a part of my life.
That's a very cute story, actually.
Thank you.
So, how was actually your character born? The the
Mhm.
the Frank Milano you bring into the ring.
Yes. So there's a lot of family heritage with my character. And I love that you asked that question because I didn't want to be just another generic wrestler. And since I'm second generation, I wanted to find that balance of honoring my father, but creating my own separate identity at the same time and building my own reputation in the business. So my father's wrestling name, Claudio, was Jumping Joe Milano. And he was trained by the legendary Edward Carponce. He was from France and he moved to Montreal. And he was a pioneer of high flying and acrobatic athletic wrestling. So my father did a lot of jumping and high flying moves for that time. So he was Jumping Joe. And I wanted to keep the name Milano. So I figured, let me do the J and J. I'm Frank, F and F. So I did Flying Frank Milano. And my dream when I was a little boy was always to become a pilot. I worked in aviation, I worked with pilots. Um, I have a strong passion for aviation, but also what's another beautiful layer of my family heritage is that my uncle was a fighter pilot in the war. And my grandfather also served in the war as a soldier for Italy in the Second World War. He was a prisoner in Greece for a year. So I wanted to honor my family on two different levels: a fighter pilot, the service of my nonno, my father as a wrestler, and then also my passion outside of wrestling, which was aviation. So that's where Flying Frank Milano came from. And it also ties into the style of wrestling that I love and that I do in the ring. I love high flying. I loved Rey Mysterio, Jeff Hardy, Rob Van Dam. that type of exciting, fast paced, and very impressive athletic wrestling is what I love to bring to all of my shows. And I really look forward to bringing out the Nations Cup in September as well.
As you actually mentioned, your father was a WWF professional wrestler. You, we can say, served in WWE as medical staff,
Yes.
security,
Yeah.
but you also debuted in AEW
Mhm.
a few years ago, if I'm not wrong.
Yes. Oh, amazing.
And would you like one day maybe to sign with one of these promotions, whether it's WWE or AEW or whatever?
Absolutely. I think that's my dream. I love working with them. I've been very lucky, Claudia, that every time WWE comes to Canada, I've been fortunate enough to be selected to work for them. And like you mentioned, it's been fun opportunities because one time I'm a doctor helping Cody Rhodes, another time I'm security getting kicked in the face by Jacob Fatu in the ring. I fa tutto. So I do it all. Whatever they need, Flying Frank Milano is ready to go. But it's very impressive and it's a wonderful learning opportunity to see everything backstage and to really be fortunate to have those experiences to share the locker room with these legends and these credible people in the ring. And wrestling for AEW honor was an amazing opportunity. What made it even more special, Claudia, is that I got to wrestle one of my friends from Canada, Evil Uno. So I wrestled the Dark Order, and Evil Uno is from the Ottawa Gatineau region, which is not too far from where I am. So it made it even more special because it felt like home just on a larger scale. I've also worked for TNA. I've been training with a lot of people who are in these major promotions. So it's wonderful to get that wisdom and insight and then apply it to what I do at my shows.
You mentioned earlier you're gonna debut in Italy this
Yes.
September, representing Canada at the PWR Nations Cup. Are you
Mhm.
excited? There is in particular someone you want to face more than the others?
Sì, sì. Per rappresentare Canada è un grande onore per me. So it's, I think, honestly, and I'm not trying to sound like a real baby face. This comes from my heart. Dice proprio davvero. I think this is more important than any championship, any other main event match, because I'm representing my country that I was born and raised in Canada, but I get to do it in a country where my family came from in Italy. So it's not just a regular show. It's not just a championship. This is very important to me. And also, I feel a lot of responsibility representing Canada because Canada is so rich in wrestling culture and the history, right? So the Hart families from Canada, Chris Jericho, Edge and Christian, Trish Stratus, there are so many wonderful, amazing Canadians. So to have the honor and privilege to represent Canada in a Nations Cup like this is very exciting. I'm really looking forward to it. But I'm also at the same time, Claudia, I'm looking forward to fighting the best in the world because I think I've proven after 10 years of wrestling, my reputation here in Canada and the United States is quite strong. Anyone will ask that. Flying Frank Milano always gives it all. He goes full throttle, just like a fighter pilot, and he's ready to take off. But now doing it in this type of tournament where there's people from different nations who want to prove themselves as well is very exciting. Whether it's Christian, Daz Black, Karim, I welcome them all, and I'm excited to give the fans the best show that they deserve to see.
We can wait about that too. But I want to stay actually where you are, so I want to stay in Canada
See.
because in Canada, I think you still have going on this feud with this pro wrestler called um, Maredes.
Yes, yes. You're so good that you know this. You did your research. Amazing.
Absolutely, I always make my research. I do my own works actually at home. So
Brava.
you, thank you. You, um, you wrestled him in a very uh no disqualifications match.
Hmm.
You wrestled all over the places, and he at a moment he tapped out, but referee didn't see,
Hmm.
and he actually won the match. Ended up winning the match. How do
Right?
you feel about that? Do you think
Ah,
you still have things unresolved?
yes, 100%. I'm so happy that you, a fan from Italy, got to see it, and the fans in person got to see it, and not the referee. I think this referee probably works for FIFA because they are corrupt. They don't see things. Maybe it's rigged. Maybe Maredes paid them. I don't know what's going on. But Italy didn't qualify for the World Cup, and now this Italian didn't qualify for the championship match. You see, I think it's a conspiracy. Non è giusto, non mi piace, però quindi siamo qui. But I love, Claudia, that you watch that. And that was very fun, I have to say, as a wrestler, because it really challenged me to be a performer. So this was a different type of show. There was no ring. It's more underground, in your face. Um, More hardcore, if you will. And it really challenges you then as a wrestler, because flying Frank Milano is known for flying, right? I jump off the top ropes. I'm more technical, acrobatic. So what do I do when there's no ring? And this is more of a hatred. It's a feud, right? It's a fight. It's a rivalry. So, like you mentioned, we brawled all over the building. At one point, we even went on the streets of Montreal, and cars were watching. We stopped traffic. People were worried. I'm surprised non hanno chiamato la carabinieri o la polizia. Meno male. So, and then we went back in the building. We even got this local legend. Her name is Christiane. She è una bella piccola donna che si piace sempre venire a guardare spettacolo della lotte. And she even hit Morettes for me at one point in the match. So there you go. The Milano Air Force is strong. Yeah. There you go. So it was very fun, and we did some very exciting promos as well leading up to that, which was professionally shot. And again, it added a different layer to my character. And I think that's what I want to give to the fans. After 10 years, they could expect to see an evolution of Flying Frank Milano. And I'm put in these different scenarios where I thrive and I want to show a different side of me. Sorry, I didn't hear you, Claudia. Can you say that again? Mhm.
Do you have a dream match with a particular wrestler?
Yes, yes, I love this question. And I am so thrilled and grateful to say that I already had one of my dream matches checked off in my career, because I was very lucky to wrestle Rob Van Dam. He was one of my favorites growing up. I used to always play him on my PlayStation, and then I got to wrestle him only 2 years into my career. So it was very stressful, but I loved it. I proved myself, and till this day, we still keep in touch, which is fantastic, and it shows I really earned his respect. So that's one dream match, and then one that I haven't had the chance to complete yet, that I love to do soon before my career is over, is Jeff Hardy. I love Jeff Hardy growing up, right? He was amazing. I was very lucky when I worked for TNA, I got to meet Matt Hardy, which is great. So Jeff Hardy would be my next dream match. I love his style and everything he does. And sai tutti I termini di gioventù oggi, ora, riz, tutto questo, whatever you want to call it, Jeff Hardy had it. He had it back then. He has it now. He's the coolest to me. And I just look at him like, look at him. What a legend. So he's my dream match.
Who is your favorite wrestler?
Would you like to know like all time favorite wrestler or current like wrestlers now today?
Both. Like
Both.
old times, current, still active, we
Oh,
say.
okay, perfect. So this is exciting. So it's so tough, right? Because I think back to my father's time and what he told me with his experiences. So I don't just try to come up with an answer as a fan. I try to come up with an answer as a worker and a son of someone who worked with them. And right away, I have to say Owen Hart. He's up there. Bret Hart as well. Don't get me wrong. He's a legend, especially in Canada. But I always liked Owen Hart's style. He was
Mhm.
more acrobatic. He did a little bit more high flying things, and he made everyone look good. And above all else, Claudia, what I really love to hear about Owen is that everyone had wonderful things to say about him. In the
Mhm.
back, they said, when I would wrestle Owen, it was easy. And that's what I try to do too. You know, wrestling has to be fun. It's hard, it's stressful. We want to put on a show for the fans. So if we do and we get along, I think that's beautiful. So Owen Hart is a big inspiration of mine as a wrestler, but also as a professional behind the scenes. And then today, the wrestlers who are currently active, I would say AJ Styles, but I know he just recently retired, so I wish him well. But he's been fantastic all of his career, even back in TNA, which I love to watch. But I'd have to say perhaps Ricochet. Uh, he was amazing. Lucha Underground, WWE, anywhere he goes, AEW, Will Ospreay, and I can't say enough about someone who had an impact and learning from my career. He was one of my coaches at the time here in Montreal, Speedball Mike Bailey, who is amazing right now in AEW, right? With his Taekwondo background. He could do anything in the ring, but not just that, Claudia. What I love about him is that he has psychology. He knows how to structure matches. He knows how to perform certain things for certain crowds, and learning from him was an amazing experience. I'm so proud of everything he's accomplished so far, and it makes us Canadians proud as well.
What is your favorite wrestling move that you use?
Oh, yes. So I like to do a lot of high flying, right? It's my style. I do a big diving cross body up the top called Air Milano. I do a code red, which I call the Top Gun. I do a heat seeker lariat where I bounce off the ropes with my neck and I come back and hit my opponent. But the move of Q spectaculare, the most beautiful move that I do that everyone loves, is my finishing move, the F-18,
Hmm.
which is very fast motion. It's like a barrel roll, like a jet plane. And once I hit it, everyone is out for the 1, 2, 3. No one's kicked out of the F-18. So it's a real finisher. It's devastating and it's impressive for anyone who sees it in person.
Wow. Last question. Where do you
Yes.
see yourself in 10 years?
Mhm. So I think it's important. Everyone has to have goals for themselves. And there's one thing, for example, Claudia, to have a dream, but to have a goal. And goals are tied to timelines and real objectives. So, of course, I love to connect with more fans. A major part of why I do this is because I'm a social butterfly, we call it in Canada. I love to interact with people. I love to hear people's stories. Even people come up to me and say, "Hey, I saw your father at this show or that," or "You're really inspiring the next generation." So I want to connect with more people. And I think to do that, I'd hope to be on a bigger scale and a larger platform. If that means signing to a major promotion, coming back to Europe more often, whatever it is. Yeah, there you go. Right. Exactly. See, I'm already picturing this in the next 10 years. Da ricci sono all'Italia. So maybe I have to come back. And, another thing too, I still have a lot of gas in my tank to wrestle. I want to keep wrestling for as long as I can. I feel as healthy as I've ever been. But eventually, I like to teach and I like to share. I've been very lucky just in the past year alone to have learned from the best in the business. I've been training at the Dungeon 2.0 with Tyson Kidd and Italia, which is invitation only. So I'm very proud of that. I've trained with Pete Dunne. I've trained at WWE ID schools. I've done seminars with some of the best in the world. So learning from them and knowing how to be a different wrestler for independent shows compared to TV is also a part of your evolution. So I hope to wrestle more for TV, connect with more people, and then eventually teach and pass on the wisdom that I had, like my father did with me and so many others.
Wonderful. I really hope to see you at the Nations Cup this September. I hope I can
Yes.
be there.
Mhm.
In any case, thank you for your time, for being here.
Of
Uh,
course.
talk to me. Thank you so much, and see you soon, I hope.
Of course. I can't wait to meet everyone in Italy. I have family in Italy who have never actually seen me wrestle. So they've
Wow.
watched my career online and social media. So it's exciting for them to see me as well. I can't wait to meet you and all the fans in Italy. And I just want to say, l'F18 è pronto a decollare per la Nations Cup e tutti sono benvenuto alla Danger Zone.
Thank you very much, Frank. Really.
Grazie mille. Take care.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.